See, we were not hardwired to live alone. In our DNA, we have traits. In our personality, we have traits where we need other people to complete us. Even from the time we started living in settlements, we needed people to do other things. So, I would cultivate while my neighbor makes stitches something, while someone else does medicine. We need so many people in our lives. We cannot live alone. Much as I like to say I used to pride myself on being an introvert. I always thought of myself as an introvert as a child. But whatever it is, at some point during your day, during your week, you need to interact with people. You need to share things with people. You need something from people. You need something delivered, you need your trash collected, you need your garden taken care of. And however, even in America we have less people. If you were in India, you have a milkman coming, you have a trash collector coming, someone coming in to iron your clothes. Yeah, they come in to iron your clothes. The number of people you have to get on with to live your day is incredible, and we need these people, and they make us complete. And these little interactions that we have with people during your day, even if it's just in the line when you're looking for groceries and you're just making polite conversation, if it brings a smile to your face, that's an aha moment. It's a connection with people. There was a study done in Harvard, and they were trying to find out who is the person who is most happy. Is it money? Is it money? If we get $50,000, will we be happy? And yes, people say we need money, we need 50,000. But the funny thing is that 100,000 doesn't give you twice the happiness. Yeah. And 150,000 doesn't give you thrice the happiness. There's a certain minimum amount that we need to live well, to just be able to eat and to have everything that we need to survive or to need to live a decent life, right? Beyond that, we need friendship and we need companionship and we need a support system. We do need that. And that was something that was provided for years with an extended family. The family was everything. The grandparents and the aunts and everybody. You couldn't talk to your mother, you went to your aunt, you went to your uncle, you went to, a cousin. You had so many people to confide in, you had so many people to talk to, and so many people taking care of your children, taking care of everything. You had all that. Now we have given that job to so many others. Right? We've given it to a social worker, we've given it to a therapist, we've given it to a doctor, we've given it to so many different people. So in a day, your interactions are millions, right? Especially if you're in the workplace. You're continually talking to people. And some people you like and some people you don't like. Some people are agreeable and some people are not agreeable. And there are situations that you have very little control over. And the minute you meet the first abrasive person is when you have your first life lesson and you realize that you have no control over what anyone says. And that's the time for your second life lesson, when you learn to say, so what? So what? If that person says something abrasive to you, so what? What does it do to you? What does it do to you unless you let it? Right? That person says one thing, and it's most often we have a couple of people like that in our lives that are important. We want their approval. We want their love, we want their friendship. But we don't get it in the way we want it. Because they have their own personalities and they tend to, as they say these days, push your buttons. There are people that just by their very presence push your buttons. Their existence annoys you. You just don't want to be anywhere near them. You know who I'm talking about, right? We're all got a little image in our head when I'm saying these things, right? There is that one person or a couple of people in your life that you just that thought of them increases your blood pressure, does something to you. You have allowed a person who's outside of you to be toxic, to become poison in your life. And the poison is not in that person. The poison is in the story that you have woven around that person. This one really gets my goat. I can't understand why she said that. She said that in front of so many people. I mean, I should be ashamed that she even used such language. How could she talk to me like that? She said what she had to say, or he said what he had to say, and vanished. You're not even thinking about it. You've said it to yourself some 3,000 to 4,000 times since then. And that's what becomes toxic. A spiritual person understands that the whole world belongs to them, yet he can detach from any part of this world that he chooses to. With that sense of compassion, yeah. We are all part of the same humanity. It is the manifestation of the same divinity in different ways. That every person is put on this earth to teach you a life lesson if that person comes across you. If you are banging heads with somebody, there is something to be learnt from it. Either that you stand up for yourself and you say, you know what? This ain't gonna work. You can't talk to me like this anymore. Enough is enough. After being, kicked around all your life. And that happens. That happens once in a while. Most often we're so scared of these people in our life. We've made them bigger and more poisonous than they are. They are just human beings. Just like you and me. And if you talk to them, there are people for them that are toxic too, that they are frightened of, that they are scared of. What are you scared of? What are you scared of? What are you scared? What are they going to do to you? What's going to happen? You're going to be left alone. You're going to be thrown into prison. You've done something wrong. And then you worry. If you're going to be thrown to prison, I think that's something to be worried about. But if you think about it, really, they can't touch you. No one can touch you unless you let them. And if you are letting them, then it's time to let go. Let them go. Let them say whatever they want. Right? I've even forgotten what I use. The word is escaping me.
Deflector.
The deflector. You put up your deflector. You put up your deflector and let everything bounce off. Because what happens is that when you're in the company of toxic people, you've already practiced a lot at home. When she says this next time, then I'll say this. When he tells me that, then I'll say this. And then he said, you've done all that at home. That, when you have the next confrontation, you're just ready, you've got all the stuff ready for, So what happens is that if they say something small, you're already set off. and you're saying things that you might never have said otherwise, contrary to your character, which afterwards is going to make you feel bad. Because let's face it, being mean, saying horrible things, having nasty feelings, disliking someone doesn't make you feel good. It doesn't. It doesn't. And if you're true to yourself, if you understand yourself, you don't want to be feeling horrible. You want to feel good, right? You want to feel happy always. So if you have to meet that person, that toxic person, put up your deflector and smile. Let them say everything. You're not good enough, you look so fat, your face is horrible, you come from a terrible family, your children are terrible. Let them say whatever they want. So what? They're just words. They're just words. And words can never harm you. They're taking some action. I would advise you to do something different. But otherwise, if you have the option, cut them out of your life. Cut them out of you. Do not need negative people in your life. Nobody does. Even if they are part of your family, cut them out of your life. Because your spiritual family is one that nurtures you, that brings out the best in you, that, helps you to get over your worst nightmares. You may have shortcomings, you may have flaws, you may have addictions, you may have habits that are not good. Who doesn't? But if somebody approaches those problems that you have with a desire to help you, with love in there, I love you, let me help you get over this, is quite different from, my goodness, how could you do this? My goodness, how could you do this? When people are judging you and making you feel small and making you feel less of a person, you don't need those kind of people. Your spiritual family will help you. They are there for you all the time. And they could be, from any walk of life. Any walk of life. My spiritual mentor is a lady who cleans my house. I'm not kidding. She is my mentor. I need someone sometimes to talk about things. And I talk to her in Spanish. So you find your spiritual family can be from anywhere, any walk of life, anywhere. There is somebody there watching out for you. And those are the people you need to hold on to. And when you have these enriching relationships, when you have people that bring out the best qualities in you, when you brings out the love that you're capable of, that's when you feel that life is just abundance. That everything is good, everything is effortless. The problem is, we focus on what is not going right. Everything is good in your life. People love you. There are so many people that want to be with you. You're doing the right things. But there's that one person that you're focused on. That one person who's not making your life go well. And so you think that everything is going bad, but it isn't. It isn't. That's just not true. You're just listening to one little story. Throw it away. Throw it away. Get rid of it. Happiness is your birthright, whatever it takes to be happy. You have to be at peace. You have to be at joy at all times. And be able to recognize, oh my God, I'm losing it. I don't need this person. Let me gently get rid of this person. Not be in that person's company. Let me not surround myself with thoughts about that person, with videos about that person. Yeah. People send you videos all the time, right? I've got one person that sends me videos about this person from India, and the videos make me, I watched one or two, and they make me crawl. Now when I see the face itself, I get that feeling. I don't know why people are sending it to me. Yeah, people send you things all the time. You need to just put away things that don't make you feel good. Yeah. You have to just remain. Doesn't matter if you're wearing blinkers, as long as you're not hurting anybody, and you don't become that kind of person. You're not saying things in that person's presence, in other people's presence. You remain the good, kind person that you always are. And that's the most important thing. That you are true to yourself, that you're at peace with yourself, that you're able to bring that smile back. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Om Namah Shivaya.